Welcome to Silicon Valley Asian Business Talk.
Hello, everyone. This is Roger Chen from University of San Francisco Center for Business Studies and Innovation in Asia Pacific. First, Joan, we want to thank you for supporting and joining our interview program. Would you please briefly introduce yourself?
Sure, Roger. Thank you for inviting me. It's good to be here. So my name is June Yang. A little bit about myself. Most recently, I was at Google Cloud for the past 5 years. And first, I was responsible for the compute infrastructure, AI infrastructure, and block storage business at Google Cloud, which is the largest business unit within Google Cloud, with multiple billions of dollars of revenue annual basis. The second part of Google Cloud, I was asked to take over the AI business. So I was responsible for the whole portfolio of AI products coming out of Google Cloud, as well as industry solutions that's applying AI and other advanced technology to various specific industry sectors as well. Prior to that, I was at VMware for almost 10 years and did a variety of roles and responsibility over there. I was responsible for vSphere business, which is a flagship business for VMware for a number of years. And I also had the opportunity to do in-house startup, and that's jointly sponsored by both VMware and Dell and so forth. And so it's been great to kind of running and scaling different business inside these corporations. And currently, I'm on the board of several corporations, both public and private. So I think certainly being able to innovate and scale businesses are really, some of the key discussions we have at the boardroom as well.
AI opportunities in cloud and enterprise solution space.
Because you have led cloud business and AI industry solutions products, and at Google, which is a great company, do you have any kind of thoughts or ideas about how AI is going to change this space, meaning the cloud industrial solution space, and also creating opportunities in this particular space?
Yeah. So I think, I'm very bullish on AI, right? I think AI is amazing technology and it's still growing very, very rapidly, and innovations happening there. Really, on the month-to-month basis, you see sort of new things coming up. I think that there's still a lot of moving parts right now, right? But I fundamentally think that this is going to be, as it's coming to maturity, it is going to be a big boost to, really many, many industries and, kind of our daily lives and so forth, right? If you look at from the consumer side, we're actually using AI quite a bit that you may or may not even notice this kind of stuff, right? So if you look at, for example, like, I'm going to drive somewhere later, right? I'm going to use Google Maps to tell me how to get there. Yeah. Behind the scene, this is the optimization AI at work to trying to figure out what is the optimal route, how do I factor into those kind of consideration. So that's AI, but it's you're not necessarily thinking about your consuming AI. You're actually trying to accomplish a goal. I'm trying to get from point A to point B. What's my shortest path, my cheapest path to kind of get there, right? So those are good examples of thinking about AI being very much integrated into the solution to help you to solve something, right? I think on the enterprise side, we haven't seen enough of these type of, sort of really, like solutions that customer can use and with a clear value kind of at the end of those things. And so I think these killer use cases that's leveraging AI is what's needed to really kind of drive the AI to, to become, to kind of reach its potentials and so forth, right? And I think, right now, if you see a lot of AI startups tend to be just kind of, hey, we're leveraging the AI model behind the scenes, we're putting some kind of wrapper around it. That's a very, very low barrier to kind of entry, right? You're not really demonstrating sufficient value. I think we've seen already sort of a round of cleanup. A lot of these companies has, kind of gone out and, or they're kind of pivoting and so forth. I think it really comes back to, sort of what is the value you're trying to create for the enterprises, and how can AI to solve that sort of set of, help you to solve those set of, problems and kind of giving you values and so forth. So I'm, sort of, thinking through those kind of things. And I think there's a lot of, opportunities. So for example, one of the product I had was contact center AI. right? That's really kind of leveraging AI to help to solve a lot of these call center issues and whatnot. And every company has a ton of these kind of call centers, and it's very expensive to actually use human to do it. So, like using AI is a sort of a good fit to do that. But it's not easy to actually get an AI that's robust enough, that works well enough, that's natural enough for people to want to, talk to the AI bot and so forth, right? So that's kind of like taking AI as a part of the technology, and then be able to kind of solve and then plug into the overall sort of solution and figure out how do you actually solve this in a very seamless fashion, right? And AI, it's a means to the end. It's not the end by itself, right? And I think, I would encourage folks who are, looking into AI solutions to really thinking about how do you leverage AI to be able to solve a particular problem, and that problem is worth solving over there. And I think, another, I think a misconception, or maybe the expectation for AI, is that AI is also, it works to a certain extent out of the box. But to really get to a level of robustness and so forth, for many use cases, you actually have to do a lot of hard work to improve the quality of AI, to get to a point, to know where, kind of the AI is actually good enough for, production usage. And where, and also be clear in terms of where AI has to do a handoff to the human, right? So for example, using the contact center AI solution again, I mean, there's a very clear, like, human in the loop element, right? When should we bring the human in, right? So that the customers who are calling you don't get frustrated because they're talking to a bot who doesn't understand what they want and so forth. That's not a very good experience, right? But I think, it's about finding the right problem and be realistic about what AI is and is not, and figure out how to actually loop in human where it's actually appropriate, and actually doing the hard work to improve the quality of AI so it's actually good enough for that particular use case there.
That's great. So, actually, basically, your recommendation to startup companies, especially in the case of the enterprise solution, is to always start with the pain points, the customer pain points, because AI, after all, is a mean. And also, I like your point, because when you think about using AI, you have to consider the total solution for customer experience. And when the human being is going to intervene to kind of just make sure the customer have a good experience using AI. I think these are all very, very wise points. So let me kind of switch the gear for company perspective. What do you suggest them to deal with the AI? Because they're also facing a lot of decisions whether they develop internal AI capabilities or leveraging startup companies or in the middles. And and also with the AI change almost like month by month. So what's your reflection on the way to handle this kind of a huge technology change?
Yeah, I would say you need to get into the game, right? And I think AI is a very different type of technology, a lot of the other technology in the past. So I think people need to get a feel for what AI is and is not, right? So
when you say people, you mean these companies, right? Companies that
I mean companies, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean companies, enterprise companies, to look at it. I think also start using AI where it makes sense, right? I think there's a lot of consumer-facing AI, whether it's Gemini, whether it's ChatGPT, and so forth, right? I think those are good ones for customer just get a feel, kind of keep in touch with what AI can do, and then sort of thinking about what are the potential use cases and whatnot, right? I think the other thing is with AI, it's like I think a lot of it's with enterprises, it's very core to understand how do I leverage my data to be able to help with kind of augment AI even further to further train this, so the AI is actually more specialized to me. So that's an area that I think many customers, enterprise customers, are very, very much interested. I don't think it's not a solved kind of problem yet. I think people are still experimenting with this. I think in a number of areas where AI is already kind of showing promises and actually working in a production sort of setting, those are areas I think is worthwhile for companies to actually start incorporating those. So contact center AI is example. If you think about using document processing and using AI to kind of solve your document processing, so like all companies really have lots of paperwork, PDF images, and so forth.
Yeah.
If you think about, like within your, procure department, how much, invoices, requests, and so forth they have. Trying to automate that process and taking, sort of paper-based structure or PDF stuff, and in turn that to structured data, then be able to automate these things, right? So for example, I'm on the board of UiPath. UiPath has a solution around intelligent document processing, which is very much geared towards that. So those are, cases where AI is already robust enough, and then these are actually solutions that's pretty well formed that can be used by the enterprise customers. So those are areas I think is worthwhile to actually start adopting now. And then, kind of in the meantime, I think for most companies, I think it's worthwhile for them to have some Horizons 3 budget as well to kind of apply AI to these various areas, and so that they actually are not surprised when kind of things kind of come up. So I think that's kind of that would be my recommendation.
Thank you for watching.